Hello, I'm Emmeline.
And I'm Kindy.
And welcome to Stuff with Moms, a podcast about shows, stories, and enjoying life.
So, Emmeline, we are face to face.
Yeah! We got it that time.
Yeah, we did.
That was our high five that was successful.
Yes. I think last time we didn't.
We missed.
Yeah, it's so fun to have you here from South Carolina. I'm like, why north? No. But it's farther north, but more east.
Yes.
Anyway, it's more north than I've lived in the east. Anyway, how has your what reasons brings your travels here?
Okay, so I am on a medicine that is a study drug, and that means it's a medication that it's still going through its test or trial period. So I'm like a volunteer guinea pig. They gave me the option when we moved to South Carolina to continue the study there, but since we have family and friends here, they're like, you can also just continue to do the study here, and then they pay for my travel.
Nice.
Yeah, so I get to come visit all my friends and family for free.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'd pick that option too.
Yeah, so it's another year that I'm on this study, a year and some months, because it started in January. So I'll get, I think, 5 more trips out here that will be paid for. And
sweet.
Yeah, so it's a little adventure to come back because I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So we're recording in person.
Yeah. So before your travel, so when did you get here?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay. So how's life back in South
Carolina?
Yeah.
It was a fun week. I bought peaches. My favorite.
From the Peach State or City, apparently.
It's Peach City, I guess.
Yeah, with their peach water tower.
It's so cool. There's a really big farm there that they grow peaches. And I think that's why. Because I think it was known for peaches for forever.
Oh, okay.
By this farm. And so I went to the farm and I bought a whole bunch of fresh peaches, and I ate peaches and cream for lunch every day all week. And I made peach cobbler a couple times.
Peach
and
cobbler.
We had peach ice cream.
Oh my gosh. That all sounds so good. Especially the peaches and cream.
Oh my gosh. It was so good. The thing about peaches and cream is it can be like a slightly not good of a peach, and it's still delicious.
Yeah, that's true. Because that cream.
The cream covers up
the nastiness or the tartness.
They were all really good peaches. Mm-hmm. So, but if ever I did have a good one, maybe I just didn't know it. Or a not good one.
Yeah.
If I ever had a not good one, I just didn't know it.
Yeah, because of all that cream.
Mm. But yeah, that's why I ate all the last 2 weeks. I've had peaches. That's why I moved to the country.
Yeah, there you go.
To eat a lot of peaches.
No. I know that tune's off, but I was like, I can't think of any of the words. But
moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's
it was great. Oh, the rental car I got is like a brand new Camry, and it's fancy. It has all the
bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Heated seats, although
it's
not like cooling seats too.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, that's real luxury right there.
Ooh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't either until we got our Mazda CX-9. Oh, so nice.
So it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that I thought, but it has more bells and whistles than my 2 old vehicles.
Yes,
because we run our vehicles into the ground before we get an upgrade.
Yeah.
So,
which is smart.
My boys had to stay, so Kyle still had to work because he's new at this job, so he can't like take work off right away. And the boys had school, so it's just me here. But
Partying it up.
I've been missing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to be away from your kids.
It is. It's real hard.
I'm going to have burps all through this, and I won't be able to edit them out because...
Oh, yeah. You're welcome, people.
I shouldn't. I picked a soda pop to drink while we're doing this.
Yeah, that's okay.
And they give me super burps.
I didn't hear anything, though, so I think we're good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I have a big one coming. I can feel it, though.
Okay. So ahead of time, people, we're sorry.
Hopefully I'll edit it out.
Hopefully she can, yeah. If not, oopsies.
You're welcome. How was your week?
It was good. Started out rough. Anders kind of still had pink eye, it looked like. So there was a day where Anders stayed home, and it was crazy because I also kept Emmeline home whilst trying to work. So it was...
2 kids and trying to work.
Yeah, it was really rough. So, but that's all I remember of the week. Thankfully, we didn't have any like crazy parties or do anything. So I just got to be home. And
that's so nice.
Oh, it was so nice. I got to see where our bills are at, kind of. Mostly open them. So fascinating, I know. I haven't opened our bills for like months.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, most everything's on auto pay. So really the bills that are coming in are like medical for little M. So that's mostly what I open, and it's depressing. So I don't do it all the time, even though I should, because there's like small multiple bills that we have. Anyway, super boring, unconsequential things, but I probably should have thought of how my week was before you asked me, because that's all I can think of. Yeah. She showed me her notes.
I did. I made notes because I was like, when I get in Kindy's presents, sometimes my brain blinks out because I'm just
so excited
want to smile at you.
My face. Yeah. Just so excited to be in each other's presents.
That we forget all meaning of life.
Pretty much. So I have the holiday because I can't think of anything fun.
Anything else to say about your week?
Yeah, that's pretty much the same here. I forget when I'm in your presence. So Love Note Day. This day is going to be September 26th, and that's on a Tuesday.
Okay.
So not this weekend, but next week. Send a loved one a love note. Aww. So instead of 1 day out of the year, there's now 2 days.
Yeah.
And it's on Tuesday. You can celebrate it by walking away from a computer screen and bring out the scented paper. Do you have any scented paper?
Scented paper?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could take
Spritz
paper and make it scented.
Yeah, you'd have to, because I don't have scented paper. Kind of weird.
That makes me think of Legally Blonde.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like pink?
Her resume?
Yeah. We'll have to add it to our list.
Yeah.
And you can pull out a pen and just find yourself an inspiring place to sit and get cracking on that love note. Give it to your sweetheart, perhaps during a nice meal or while on a walk in the park.
Aww.
If you don't have time to handwrite your love note, maybe you could send your love a nice email that says how much you love and appreciate them. Leave some love notes around your home for your loved one to find. Hide them in their lunch or their gym bag. Stick the note to the bathroom mirror so that's the first thing they can see in the morning, or quietly slip it into their pockets before they leave home. Don't have a special someone? Who says a love note can be only for a romantic partner? Send a note to a friend or a family member to tell them how much you love them. Or read love notes and letters written by famous people. Maybe they will inspire you to write one of your own. Did you know that the oldest surviving Valentine's Day love letter in the English language dates back to 1477?
What?
Right? The note was written by Marjorie Bruce to her fiancé, John Pasto. So this probably is the oldest surviving Valentine's Day letter in the English language, describing John as her right, well-beloved Valentine. She tells him she is not in good health of body nor of heart, nor shall I be till I hear from you. Aww. She explains that her mother had tried to persuade her father to increase her dowry, so far unsuccessfully. However, she says, if John loves her, he will marry her anyway. But if you love me, as I trust verily that you do, you will not leave me therefore. Oh my gosh, that's like scriptures.
Yeah.
There was a happy ending to the story as the couple would eventually marry. The letter comes from one of the largest collections of 15th century English private correspondence, known as the Paston Letters. The collection offers a unique glimpse into the personal lives of the Paston family from Norfolk. The family name comes from a Norfolk village about 20 miles north of Norwich. Dang.
That's really cool.
That is really cool. So there you go. Write a love note and it might live through generations and generations. All right, so Emmeline has our word of the day, and I'm kind of nervous.
It's a fun one.
Yeah.
It is a noun.
Okay.
And it is wingding.
Oh my gosh. Wing-a-ding-ding.
So, Kindy, what is a wingding?
I think of a dingling, but it's not it.
No.
A wingding is a device to help turn screws.
Nope.
What is it?
It is a noisy party.
Oh, that's it? It's a noisy party? Wingding.
A noisy celebration or party.
That's hilarious. Wingding instead of like a shindig or a come on down, we're having a wingding. Yeah.
People will be like, you want me to bring my screwdriver?
Yeah. Yeah, because it kind of reminds me of like those nuts with the wings
Wing
on them.
nut.
Yeah, the wing nuts. It happens.
Okay, you have our good news,
I
Kindy.
do. This is about a football player who knew his teammate was donating plasma to a Ford school. So after college football player named Brian Dooley noticed his teammate was juggling multiple jobs, he made a selfless choice to help him. Zach Conti has had to pay his way to school for 4 years, and in the fall, the guy was selling his plasma to be able to pay the bills. Head coach Chris Crichton told the Eastern Michigan University's football team during a meeting on August 3rd that the NCAA allows the team to provide 85 scholarships each year, and they've given them all out. Creighton asked for an 86 scholarship, and the answer was no. Until Brian Dooley comes into my office, Creighton says, and he says, Coach, that guy has earned it, and I've talked this over with my family, and if there's a way to make this happen, I am willing to give up my scholarship as a gift to Zach Conti. I've never seen anything like that before, says the coach. So
what a good guy.
That was sweet. That is good, because life's not cheap.
All right, so you have a story to tell us about your preparations for moving and something that was supposed to only take 15 minutes, but ended up taking hours.
So here's my question for you guys. Have you ever tried to save time by doing something and you end up doing the opposite? You end up making it take even longer. So here's the story. We had packed up that day. We loaded up the truck. The next morning, we are getting up early and leaving. So we are just doing the couple of last minute things. I'd already cleaned the downstairs bathroom, and we were only using the upstairs bathroom. And so I was like, okay, the last thing, Kyle was gonna shampoo the carpet upstairs, and I was doing the bathroom. The toilet bowl cleaner was almost out. I was like, okay, well, this is one less thing to pack. So I squirted it in the toilet, and then I'm like, oh, there's just a little bit left. And so I squirted it around the tub. I was like, oh, yeah, this is good cleaner. It will clean the tub too. So I squirt it in the tub. And then I go to scrub the toilet so it can sit in there for a little bit while I clean out the tub. And then I go to clean out the tub. We had a fiberglass tub. And this, my friends, as soon as I go to scrub this blue toilet bowl cleaner out of the tub, I realized it had stained the tub in blue stripes. I go to scrub it, and it did not come off. And I was like, oh no. So I ended up spending, felt like 2 hours. It was probably an hour scrubbing out this tub. I tried all the cleaners, you know. You guys, it was so, I was like crying, you know, when you're tired. And you're like, this was so stupid. I was just amazed at, why did I think this was going to be okay? Why did I do this thing that now I could have been...
one action that just drags and is like,
It was the worst. I'll post a picture of the blue stripy tub after I'd worked on it for 30 minutes. So it isn't as vibrant. I was like, I need to take a picture of this so I can always remember not to try and save time.
not to try to save time.
Because that's
At
a
least
mistake.
Don't use, yeah.
Oh, no, but here's my warning for you. Don't use toilet bowl cleaner in your tub. That isn't what it's for.
No. Yeah, it's not worth it. So, life lesson, don't use stuff you're not supposed to when you're cleaning.
I think that should be a segment, is life lessons with Emmeline, because I make all the mistakes, so you guys don't have to. Life lessons with moms.
New segment soon.
All right.
I think
Kindy.
you should do the quote. You were going to have me do it? I would botch it up.
Because it's fast.
It is fast.
You got to say it fast.
You do. I can try it.
I might mess it up. How about you try it and I try it? And...
Okay. You lewd, crude, rude bag of pre-chewed food, dude. All right, your turn.
I had a couple more practices because last week when we were coming up with which I practiced it a few times.
Oh, yeah.
You lewd, crude, rude bag of pre-chewed food, dude.
See? Good job. That was way better than mine. Mine was a hot mess.
I can't believe when they did it, when they recorded that part of the movie, like, because they were going back and forth with those, and they were just
spitting them
saying
out.
them fast.
Yeah. I wonder how many takes they had to do.
Or if it was ad-libbed.
Oh, it could have been.
Just whatever they came up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. There's the quote.
PG versions of insults.
See if you can guess that movie, and we'll let you know at the end of the show what movie we're going to watch for next episode.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about it.
It's a good one.
All right, so now we're going to talk about Barefoot.
We are.
Emmeline has our summary. We're going to talk about what we liked about it, and then we're going to talk about what we didn't like about it. Emmeline has weird things that she noticed, what our rating is, if it's mom approved, and then we have top 3 places we would not go barefoot.
I
feel like it'll be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine are, I kind of made them specific to make them interesting.
Oh. Mine are very broad.
Okay. Okay, here's our summary. This is a story about a guy named Jay. He has estranged himself from his family and has hit rock bottom. He decides to go to his brother's wedding and wants to impress his parents with his girlfriend that he does not have. And then ask his parents for money to help him get back on his feet. Jay brings along a girl from a mental hospital, Daisy, where he is a janitor, and begins to have feelings for her.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, okay.
What did you like about it? Okay,
Wait, before we begin, I want to know what you thought of when she said she killed her mother.
She had no remorse. She just said it matter-of-factly.
Yeah.
I was like, Either there's something that isn't being talked about that happened, or she really is a psycho.
She's a calm murderer.
She was just so nice that I couldn't believe that that's what the case was.
Yeah.
That she was
could
this
be more
murderer.
Yeah.
But that he was just like, oh well, come,
Right?
keep coming with me.
How about you still
Come stay at my parents' house with all these people gonna be there, murderer. That's okay with me.
Right.
I was like,
or go hang out with my mom?
what is up with this dude?
Since yeah, it's very like detached.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your first thing that you liked?
I love Daisy.
Right?
I love her so much.
She's so fun.
She is so wonderful and the best, and everything she did and everything she her.
She's so innocent.
She is, and she finds joy in everything.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's just so delightful to watch. I love watching stuff like that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of what Jay needed. Like, he needed somebody that just enjoyed every piece of life.
That wasn't jaded by the world.
Yeah, or had any expectations from him. I feel like that was like something that he needed because he was already disappointing everybody.
Even himself.
He didn't need somebody else. And it didn't no matter what he did, she still wanted to be around him.
She was just like, oh, okay, and let's move on from that.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. I have a couple quotes. I have one that she says, it's hilarious. But before she comes into the scene, there's a part where Jay it's right after he talks to his dad, and he said he's going to bring his girlfriend. So now he's on the hunt for the girl he's going to bring home.
Yeah.
And so he's talking to one of the nurses at the mental institute, and he goes, "You're single, right?" And she goes, "Yes, I'm single. I'm single too. This is great." That was hilarious. He's like, "Yeah, we're good.
This is gonna work.
This is perfect. This is the only recipe that we need to make this work. Is just that we're both single, and that's it. This is great."
She was not gonna give him the time of day.
She's not. And then I've got another. Do you have any quotes at all?
Oh, I do have one from Daisy.
Okay, go.
But it's farther in.
Oh, that's okay.
She said, so she was given champagne at a fancy dinner at the house. Jay's comes from a very wealthy family. So
Yeah.
they're sitting at dinner and they pour champagne for everybody. And she takes a sip and she was like, oh, it's like drinking perfume. And then Dad says, it costs as much as that too. Or whatever. I don't remember what he said.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And then they bring out the little prior to the main entree.
Yeah.
Like the hors d'oeuvres or appetizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they put it in front of them. And she looks at it and like makes a
smells
gross
it.
face.
Yeah.
And then she leans forward and smells it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, ugh, I think that's fancy feast.
Another quote that I've got is they go outside. He's like, "You can't stand here." And she goes, "Where should I stand?" And he like flaps his hands and, he's like, "Not here," but he doesn't like articulate it. And then he like moves it or something. I thought that was hilarious.
That is good.
Yeah. And then after they meet, my other quote is where she meets the brother and the fiance before they sit down for dinner. And they're talking. You know exactly
I know
which
what
one.
you're going to say.
Yeah. Daisy says, "You're so skinny. I can see your bones." And Kate, the bride, says, "Thank you."
Yeah, that's a good one.
So what's another thing that you liked about it?
I liked Daisy's backstory. Like, I thought that was so well developed.
Right.
Like, you don't get it right away. Is she a psycho? She said she killed her mom, and as the movie goes along and Jay finally sits her down and talks to her about it and finds out that, it isn't Daisy that has the voices in her head, because she talks about how there's voices.
Yeah.
But it isn't Daisy. It was her mom. Her mom was the one with multiple personality disorder.
Yeah.
They call it schizophrenia in the movie. But you find out that she was just isolated her whole life. Her mom just kept her in the house. She didn't ever go outside. Or if she did, it was in the yard. She didn't go anywhere. She didn't go shopping ever. She didn't do anything. It was such a good development of her character. How you just got these little pieces here and
Along
there.
the way, yeah.
And then, at the end, you're like, wow, I understand her as a character. I understand where she comes from. I understand why she's so innocent and joyful at all these new things that she's experiencing. And why she's so kind is because she put up with this mother who...
Terrible. Because the voices were bad most of the time. Yeah.
Were mean to her.
Yeah.
Like at one point, she's scrubbing one of the bathrooms in Jay's parents' house. And he goes in and he's like, what are you doing? We don't do that. We have people that come and take care of that. And she's like, I'm cleaning. You cleaning because this is the way you get love.
Yeah.
And I was like,
or earn love. I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, no, it isn't. Your mom was wrong. That isn't right. And it was just eye-opening that that's how she had to get her mom's respect, was to do things for her or get her mom's love.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not love.
Yeah.
That's not love.
You just love someone because you love them.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. The flight that they took, Jay was so patient with her.
Oh my gosh, I hated her so much on that airplane. She ate everybody's nuts. It was a red-eye flight. Everybody was trying to sleep and she's talking.
Including Jay.
And turning on the bright lights and the fans and standing up and sitting down and calling the stewardess over and
staying in the bathroom forever.
And screaming at the top of her lungs when she finally figured out how to flush the toilet and waking everybody up. Oh my gosh. I was like, she's the worst.
But he was so patient with her.
He was.
He didn't you could tell that he was, but he kept his cool. And I love the part where they're in first class and he's trying to get her back there. But instead of, we can't sit here, you have to come back with me, it's come and sit with me, I'm lonely.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I just loved that about his character towards her. Like, just patient and kind. I mean, there were times where he lost it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, where
there
he
was
could
a
have been.
major time that he was just like, see you later.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm not talking about, we'll talk about that part. But yeah, for the most part is what I should specify with. His interaction with her is super. And maybe that's part of his problem, is because he's so detached emotionally. He says that later, is the reason why he has like no emotion towards her, maybe. I don't know. But I thought that was super sweet, how patient he was, and that he said, come back, I'm lonely. Instead of like,
yeah.
And then the lady's like,
that,
what's wrong with her? And he's like, lady, there's nothing wrong with my girlfriend. Like, he got defensive.
Yeah.
He's like, hey.
And the way she asked it, though, ugh.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Right.
That stewardess was out of line.
Yeah. I didn't like the stewarder. What is it when it's
steward?
a guy? Yeah, steward.
I don't think that's the name of him.
Probably not. But anyway, the
airplane dude.
Yeah, it's like, who cares if she's in there forever? Everybody's trying to sleep. There's multiple bathrooms. That's what I thought when he came to wake him up. It's like, who the freak cares how long she's in the bathroom?
Or that she was sitting in first class.
Right?
Yeah, she shouldn't be in first class, but nobody was in that seat.
Right? It's not like you're going to give her first class products.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they got to get their money, I guess.
They gotta keep her out of the other first class passengers that paid to not be near people like that. So I guess.
Right. Oh dear.
Yeah, that airplane ride was the worst.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed at her.
I love that you hated her though, because it's like, that's the whole setup.
Yeah.
Is just, you barely know this person and she just is just this lost person.
Yes.
That has no social cues.
Yes.
At all.
Yes. Nothing. Because she was isolated.
Yeah.
Her whole life.
Yeah. Okay, what else did you like?
I already talked about that one. Jay's crinkly, smiley eyes. So the actor I forget his name. He's a guy that was on Felicity.
Scott Speedman.
I love people that have those eye crinkles. When people are like, oh, I hate my little eye crinkles, I want to get them. That shows that you smile.
Right?
Those are the best crinkles to have.
There's a good picture.
Aw.
Although
Yeah. See, he
really
just has good smiling eyes.
He does. He's handsome.
He is. He's a handsome fella.
He is. I like the part where it's after she has a panic attack at the party, yeah. And he's getting her into the cab, and him and his dad are fighting, but he asks her if she's okay. I thought that was so sweet.
That is sweet.
Yeah.
He's thinking of her first.
Yeah.
And now for things we didn't like. The development of their love story didn't cut it for me. Like,
kind of a quick thing at the end.
Yeah, it kind of just zips together at the end real quick.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can see how this could eventually end up, maybe they could be friends and they could help each other. But at the end of the movie where they're all like, I love you too. You're just like, what?
Right.
Movies are in a time crunch.
Yeah.
And there's only so much you can do, but that didn't fit well with me.
I think that they could have done it a little differently. They had to hurry Jay along. I think they rushed that a little bit.
You can see how Daisy would be like, yeah, I love you, because
she's all for him.
She's naive and doesn't know things. But where he's like, yeah, we love each other. And you're like, no, he wouldn't. Where he's so emotionally detached, all of a sudden he's like, yes, I know what love is. All of a sudden, and I can treat somebody with love and respect. All of a sudden, yeah, I just didn't buy it from him. I didn't.
I think the reason I did was because his parents helped bail him out. Because his dad, that was one of the things I did not like. I did not like how unforgiving and charitable, I don't know, just unforgiving his dad was. Like, you're rich, move on. Yeah, he screwed you over, but he's your son. You know, I did not like that relationship at all.
The relationship. I thought you said that he bailed him out. You didn't like that?
No, I didn't. I didn't like the relationship between Jay and his father, Jason. Like, I hated that. I hated the ego between the two of them. I hated that he kept dredging up the past. It's like, dude, you're rich. Who the freak cares how much money you could have won? But okay, so in the movie they talk about Jay slept with the wife of a guy who could have made the family a lot of money. Yeah.
But they already have a lot of money.
Yeah. So it's like, really? Could you have just been in the gutter without that? No, because they have tons of money. It's like, get over yourself. I think that was the part that drove that it's not up there with that other one that we're going to talk about, but it's kind of.
Well, I think that if that did happen, you should be upset with your son, but not because he lost you money. It should be that he had sexual relations with a married woman.
Yes, but
that should be the thing that they're mad at.
But get over it. Like, there's forgiveness. Like, that, it sounded like it was years ago. Yes. Years ago. Like, patch up the relationship. The relationship between, as a father,
is more important
than your frustration with how your child behaved and made those choices.
Yes.
No matter what.
Yes.
So that's what I didn't like. But I think the reason why they did it that way was having the dad help Jay out at the end was maybe a turning point for Jay to realize, okay, this has weighed on me, because he also talks about it with Daisy. And I think between those two things, he kind of makes a connection of like, okay, I need to clean myself up, and she's going to help me do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It worked for me because I was like, oh, they got together.
I love the get together
I
thing.
was sold on
except
it.
I didn't like him, and so I was like,
Yeah.
she deserves somebody better.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure once it played out, she'd figure that out.
Yes,
Maybe. I
maybe.
mean, who knows? But the way he
she's
treats her, though,
It's so good
I
for
don't know.
her.
Yeah.
It is. It is so
really
good for
is.
her. But it would be good as a friendship until she finds somebody who is good in his life.
Well, and maybe
he
her
could become that
because
but
of who she
because
is.
of who she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe she was what he needed too.
Yeah.
So I agree. I agree that they're good for each other, but it's just like I'm like, he's so a douche.
Yeah. yeah. Well, and it just shows you how lost he is. Like, he's so lost just with all the horrible decisions that he's made. He's this lost soul.
Yeah, rock bottom.
That, he has hit rock bottom. And it gets worse because he's at his home with this murderer and that he let into his family's home. And he's like, he has no idea how to get out of it. It's like one of those things where you're so far in that you can't see your way out. So you just keep going through the motions.
That's when they had that conversation where she's like, I murdered my mother. It was like, he absorbed it, but he's like, well, we're in it. I guess we got to keep going.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Cause there's moments in the movie where you just see him and he's just
Stewing.
Yeah. He's stewing. Cause I don't know. For me, that's like, he's so far in the hole that he sees no way out
except this bringing a murderer into his home, which you find out isn't really what happened.
Yeah, she's not actually.
She's not a murderer. So what happened was her mother was having one of her psychotic breaks one night.
Probably one of the characters was killing herself.
Yeah, and her mother's screaming, and Daisy didn't go to her. She just stayed in her room. And then she's like, and then the next morning, I found my mother, and she had passed. And
yeah, Jay's like, that's not you killing her. Yeah,
you
that's
just
her dying.
Yeah, that's her dying. Don't blame yourself. That's different.
Yeah.
So he finds out that she isn't this murderer that she thinks she is. She's not the one hearing voices. He's like, you don't need to be in a mental institution.
Yeah.
You just need to figure out what it's like not to live in a house and only be in that house.
Yeah. All right. So what's another thing that you didn't like?
And this I kind of touched on already. Just the character development. Other than Daisy is kind of shallow with all the other characters.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of get Jay, but his
they didn't develop him well, and they didn't develop him well coming out of his hole.
Yes. They didn't give that enough. They did this like long scene of him walking in a train station. That could have been a few more minutes of him coming out of the hole in some way.
Yeah.
I don't know how they could have developed it.
I don't.
And just like all the characters they're just kind of shallow. You don't really get to know them. You don't really.
Well, because they're not there to be important. It's the main character, I feel, is Daisy.
Daisy. And she is deep. Like, I loved her character. That was one of my favorite parts. But everybody else is just kind of fluff around Daisy.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay has a little bit more story, but he isn't deep. He's a shallow character.
Oh, yeah. He is.
So
shallow character and shallow in mind.
Yes. Shallow in both ways.
Yes. Yeah. Do you have any more that you don't like?
Other than the
big one? Because that's what I was going to.
Next one.
Yeah. So and I don't know what determines him to do this, but
she's just being crazy in the vehicle, the RV that they're in. She's just going around, and you can just see it's just chipping away at his sanity. And he's like, I gotta get rid of her.
Yeah.
I've got to be away from her and finish this trip without somebody just chattering away.
And figure out what I'm going to do.
Yes.
Because he's totally screwed.
So he stops at a train station
Yeah.
and
Ditches her. And
Ditches
says
her.
he's going to make a phone call and gives her money like he did the first time to leave her.
as soon as he handed her money, she knew what was going down.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
like,
I don't need
I don't
money.
need this.
Yeah.
You can see it on her face.
Yeah.
She's like, I know what he's doing. He's going to leave me here.
Yeah.
But I'll trust him at his word that he says he's going to make a phone call. So she just stays there and waits for him to come back because
And
he
it's
said
hours.
he'd be back.
Yeah.
And it is. He drops her off in the morning and it's 9:00 at night. He finally shows up with sorry written all over his face. So
Yeah. Because he saw her shoes.
yeah, he's driving along and he looks over and sees her shoes in the vehicle. And then he turns back and goes back.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you want? Sorry, I kind of took over and
Oh,
explained the scene.
No,
But
that was it. It's just so heartbreaking because she's been there forever, and then the sweet bus station guy comes over and is like, "Are you okay?" And then he's like, "Okay," goes back, and then she goes to him for help.
finally.
And she's like, "Can you help me get home?" And he goes, "Well, that depends. Where's home?"
And she's like,
And
"I
she
don't
can't
know."
answer. Yeah, she can't answer him because she has no home.
She has no home.
Absolutely.
And
It's so
just
heartbreaking.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And she's like crying and she is lost. And then Jay comes back. You're like, yeah, you better be back, you jerk.
Yeah, so to her, he's a saint, but to everyone else, he shouldn't have left her in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some weird things you noticed?
Okay. The never ending money wallet. For
Right?
a guy who is broke, he pulled out so much money out of that thing.
Yeah.
He just kept handing her money. Every time he opened that wallet, he had more cash. And you're just like,
But how?
it's the Mary Poppins wallet.
It
That's
is.
what it was.
I would love that wallet. Yeah, because they make it a point of like they have no food because they go and they stop at this campsite and they both say that they're hungry and then they go on and do their thing. They don't have, and then all of a sudden she like appears this plate of food for some reason, and then they go and they hang out at a fair and they're like riding
Doing
these
all these
rides and
things, and
eating
you're
this
like,
food.
Okay, where did... Yeah, and he just opens his wallet and pulls out more cash. And you're just like, okay.
The magic wallet.
The magic wallet.
If only.
So there you go. That was one of the weird things. The other one, this is the Mary Poppins bag that she has full of stripper clothes.
Yeah, she actually ended up with some decent
Is
clothes.
magically turned into perfectly fine clothes that she could have been wearing when she was at his family's home.
Yeah.
You're like, how come you were wearing the stripper clothes instead of these nice little dresses that she has at the end? And she just pulls out more clothes out of this little bag. Like it isn't.
It's not that
It's
big.
not that big to hold all these. And she has a different outfit every day.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, nah, there's no way that all those clothes
Would have fit in that.
bag. Because she ran away from the mental hospital in just her pajamas. And so he stops by
The stripper
the
joint.
strip club
Yeah, the strip club.
And-
Because he's asking them
to be his girlfriend on this
trip.
trip. And they say no.
But they're willing to give out their clothes.
He said he borrowed them.
Oh, that's
So I think he
true.
just grabbed stuff that was
he probably
theirs.
did. Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
I
probably
put quotes around borrowed.
Yeah.
Kindy saw, you guys didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that those were the two weird things that they didn't do a good job with that.
Yeah, they didn't. They should have made it a point with his magic. At least not make two magic things. Just maybe one magic wallet and like stopped at a thrift store or something. And that's how she got the clothes.
Yeah.
Not have a magic bag and a magic wallet.
You get to go first on the rating.
Okay.
What's your rating for this movie?
Mine's a 5.
It's a 5?
Yeah, I'd watch this all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There were
Too many.
There's too many things
Yeah.
that I was just like, I can't watch this all the time. Mine's a 2.
Oh, okay.
I will not choose to watch it. I won't seek it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would be interesting to watch a movie like that together.
To see if it would be different.
To see if my rating would have been different.
Yeah.
That's what I keep thinking when I'm like watching these movies, or you're watching movies I really like without me.
Because it seems like it's opposite.
We both really like our own movies.
Yeah.
And then
have a hard time. But when we would watch movies together, we
love
both
them.
liked them. Yeah. Maybe we haven't watched one that we both have watched and really liked.
Yeah, we
in a
have.
while.
Austin
we
Land.
have. That's true.
But we haven't ever watched a movie that neither of us have seen.
That's
and
true.
reviewed it.
That is true. Maybe we should put this to a test.
Yeah. And then
do that.
And then do a movie where we actually watch it together.
Yeah. And see what
and
happens.
have our reactions where we laugh. And so then we end up both loving the movie.
Yeah. Maybe we just need each other to enjoy it together or something. I don't know.
Makes movies better when I
It
watch
does.
them with you.
It makes it better. Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. So is it mom approved? Who would we not let watch this show?
Not anyone under 14 or 15.
Yeah.
I would almost say
there's
16. 'Cause
the whole
stripper-
douchebag beginning.
Yeah.
the
That's
strip
a
club.
lot at the beginning.
It's not like there's no nudity. Or if there is, it might be in the background. I was watching it on my phone, so it was tiny.
Oh, yeah. No, there isn't. Because I was like, oh my gosh. Did I pick a movie where there's like boob showing? I was going to be so embarrassed. So I was looking, I was like, okay, no. I mean, it's still awkward because they're in a
in their
strip
underwear.
club. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it's awkward because it's a strip club, but
Yeah.
it's not for the young.
No, it definitely isn't. You definitely have you need an audience that kind of understands that some people make choices that are just not good.
Yeah.
And we strive not to make those choices.
And that Jay is not a good person. Like, even though he's changing and stuff, he teaches Daisy that it's okay to steal
And lie.
and run away from the cops. And like, he is not a good influence of a person.
He's not.
But now that I think about it, I'm like, he's just not a good match for her. Like really,
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, I don't want to see them end up together.
Yeah. Down with the coupling.
Don't let your kids watch the show. I'd probably say like 17 and up. Not that there's awful things in it. It's just there's just a lot of things where you're like, you need a little bit more maturity to know, yeah, lying isn't pretending, it's lying.
Yeah. Well, and I think too with Jay, it's kind of showing that you can have second chances.
Yeah. And people should get second chances, but like if it's there's also a line that you got to draw, kind of like with Born Yesterday, that when there's a toxic relationship, yes, you can remain friends and hope for the best for that person,
but you gotta get
out of that.
Yeah.
And Jay isn't toxic. He isn't. But he isn't
He's
a
just
good
not
influence either.
Yeah, he's not.
So
Keeps making those bad choices. Okay. Oh. So top 3 places we would not go barefoot. So I'll do one of mine.
Okay, we'll go back and forth again.
Yeah.
That was good. No.
Yeah. Let's see here. Where's my list? Mine's a lot of public. So public showers, which I've done before. So gross.
Well, you gotta, like, when you're at the pool.
Like at the gym or something. Oh. Or you're deployed and you have showers that other people use. You definitely got to have footwear. Basic, it's all open.
Oh. Ooh. So you wear your swimsuit?
No, your shower in front of everybody.
Ugh.
All laid out there.
But just girls and boys?
Yeah.
Okay, that's separated.
Hopefully they're doing it separated now with the all weirdness of like transgender.
Oh, yeah. Where did they go?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe
That's
they
fair.
did stalls.
Yeah, maybe they switched. You'd kind of have to.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just interesting. It'd be interesting.
Yep, that would be interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, what's one of yours?
Mine's similar along those lines. Gas station bathroom. I would not.
Oh, yeah. No.
Now, there are nice gas stations out there.
There are, but still.
I would not want to go barefoot in a gas station bathroom.
In any bathroom.
The reason I thought of, I don't mind going barefoot in my bathroom.
Oh, okay. I take it back.
Any public bathroom.
Any public bathroom.
But like Daisy was in gas stations probably, and she went to the bathroom. Mind you, she was wearing shoes off and on.
Yeah, so we don't really know when she wasn't wearing shoes, but she wasn't wearing shoes in the bus station, and she probably had to go potty.
Yeah, because that was a long day at the bus station.
Yeah.
Ugh.
My next one's public bathroom, so what's your next one?
That was your next one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine was, so in our house in Wyoming, we had a crushed rock driveway. And there wasn't dirt intermixed. It was just crushed rock, right? So they're kind of sharp. And Clark could run around barefoot on that thing. And so I was like, this summer I'm going to build up my feet and be able to walk across that thing. Every time I walked across that thing.
It hurts so bad.
It hurts so bad. And I was like, as a kid, I could do this. Is it that I'm heavier, or is it that...
As a kid, you did it longer. You were outside running barefoot longer. So your feet were tougher. But
no, that summer, I purposefully would walk on it. And I'm like, I hate this so much.
I don't know. Maybe it is like you don't really pay attention to it because you're a kid and you're trying to get from one place to the next.
Although as possible.
I've watched Anders go barefoot in like the wood chips that are at the playground, and he's tender on it. So I don't know what it is.
Maybe Clark
especially if you walk around mostly barefoot the whole time.
Yeah.
Maybe he just has really good hard soles. I don't know.
Okay, so what was your last one?
Public places. So like grocery store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or just anywhere public. It's just kind of gross. Like hide your feet.
Keep them in shoes.
Even at work, we had people at work that would choose and want to walk around barefoot, even going into the bathroom. Yeah, and they're like, free my feet. Yeah, it was gross. It's like, no, don't. Please stop. That's
what that should be
We're
allowed.
not going backwards. No, it wasn't, but
they would do it anyway.
They would try. Yeah. There were socks at least, somewhat of a barrier, but
And what job was this?
This was the one at web hosting.
Oh, okay. The web hosting one. Yeah. That's weird.
No, it definitely wouldn't happen at my current one, thankfully. A lot of professionals, so they definitely understand the whole feet coverage.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my last one. A toxic waste site.
Oh, yeah. That would definitely be a hard pass.
Because I was like, yeah,
a good one.
That would be really dangerous. You could... Ooh,
because if you had a cut...
Oh, yeah. You're dead.
You die.
But what if it gave you superpowers?
Oh.
Toxic.
If I could be guaranteed a
comic book superpower where they walked barefoot on a toxic waste site and now their feet could like melt into spread out and become a rubber floor.
That's a weird superpower. How would you use that?
If your friend was gonna fall and crack their head, you shoot
you
out your foot into a rubber bouncy house.
There you go. You could be the foot bouncy. That's your
name?
Miss Foot Bouncy. No, that's not right.
Let's call her. I don't have a good name for her. Foot spreader.
Protector. Rubber sole.
Yeah! Rubber sole.
Rubber sole. That's better.
Now we came up with a new superhero.
Yeah. Yeah.
We get credit for that one.
Yeah, we do.
Whoever makes
Marvel
that.
or
Marvel.
DC. Hit us up if you want the rights to that.
Sponsor the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next episode is going to be Hook. Hook, 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 hook. Where's the hook? Hook, hook, hook. It's a great movie. It's going to be fun to watch again.
It's going to be interesting because it's been a while.
Years.
Yeah. And we're critiquing it. So
we're going to be looking for
maybe
things.
we won't like it as much. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous. It seems like doing this, critiquing the movies instead of just being entertained. Yeah.
Although the ones that I really like, I still really like. So.
Oh, that's good.
Same with
Maybe
you.
I had a superficial taste and it's being refined. I think that's better.
You've aged.
I have. Like a fine wine.
Yes. Matured.
And fancy. I taste better with age.
And tastes like perfume.
Not in a good way. That wouldn't even be good. Like, who drinks perfume?
Oh, that reminds me of Elf. When he goes in the
Does he spritz it in his face?
They're like, oh, do you want a free sample? And he's like, yes. And he sprays the perfume into his mouth. And he's like,
Forgot about that.
Now that we got that going.
Yeah.
We have had some input from a couple of more of our listeners. And they have suggested a show. So in the future,
Sweet.
we have a show on our radar to do, and we'll discuss it in the future. So thank you, listeners, for reaching out to us. We love to hear from you, and we love suggestions. So you can get in contact with us on our website, Facebook, or our email. They are listed in the show notes.
Yeah, help us grow. We want to be able to get out to others and to share our random musings of things of where we would not go barefoot. So maybe share what you've listened to if you've had a good laugh and would like others to laugh along with us. We'd like to thank Red Productions for the music, Jonica for the logo, and to our listeners. We're mostly here for me and Emmeline because it's fun to get together and talk, but we're glad to bring you along and we're glad for the feedback. So we appreciate ya.
Okay, so this is the funny. You know,
I
when
love that
kids,
all your stories they start off with a laugh from you.
because I'm remembering
It's so
it,
fun.
and
Yeah,
it's great.
It's hilarious.
So you know how little kids, they want to show you stuff that
All
they're
the
doing.
time.
Yeah, they're like, Mom, look at me.
Even though it's like the same thing with like the slightest variation,
They want to show you.
they do.
Yeah. Look at this new thing. Look at this thing I made. Look at this coloring. Yeah, all the things. So Clark was running around, and he was running fast. And he was showing me how fast he could go, and I was like, wow, you're so fast. And he was running fast, and he was explaining to me while he was running. He was like, I can run so fast. My voice even changes. Because he was saying what he was saying to me really fast.